get his credit or
Right,
something.
right.
He was talking about like all these things have been influenced by Romero over the years, and he doesn't even get credit for starting.
We talked about that
maybe he does,
on the
but
Phantasm
he
movie.
does.
We did, yeah.
On the Phantasm 2 podcast that we did a couple of weeks ago.
available in the archives.
Yes, we talked about how Coscarelli is kind of like in the pantheon of directors like Romero, where he had a franchise that he pretty much just concentrated on.
That was his, yeah.
Romero had that dip into the Stephen King stuff because he was really big fans of Stephen King.
Right.
And Friends.
And Stephen King actually wrote one of his books across from the Monroeville Mall.
Really?
Rented an apartment right across from the Monroeville Mall because he loved that movie so much that he wrote a whole book. I forgot what it was, but anybody correct us
Stephen King,
online.
friend of the show.
Yeah.
The show.
But again, like you said, when is Romero going to get his due?
Yeah.
I think he's due more than either, like Iggy Pop. I think they're kind of in that same realm. Like Iggy Pop is so influential on music, and everybody is influenced by him. Just like Romero in horror, everybody's influenced by Romero's horror. The campiness of the Creepshow 1 movie, where's my cake? All that shit like that.
I want my cake.
And then the box, dude.
Meteor
and
shit.
I want to eat it too.
Meteor shit. I fucking love that movie. I watched it the other
Absolutely.
night too.
I think we're digressing a little bit, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
also-
Well, because we got to give
Quickcast,
Romero
yeah.
his credit. 'cause
No,
he's
I
a
totally
badass.
agree. I just think we probably need to come back. I don't know where we left off there.
yeah,
I think streaming, maybe?
On streaming, you said Titans is still airing and looks
Tit-
pretty good.
Yeah, Titans is definitely taking a turn. I like that show.
Yeah.
The first episode really ties up everything from the second episode where they kind of left you with a cliffhanger. So everything happens pretty fast. Like I thought there would be more to that story. I thought they would sum it up last season. Like I felt like maybe they could have done 2 episodes. You know what I mean? But I know they're on a budget too, and they want to move on to
Well, it
progressing the story, which they have, and like Deathstroke's a character now, which is awesome.
It's cool.
And they came back relatively quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
And
there was
they're-
a cliffhanger, but, it's
I don't
okay.
know about the guy they have playing Batman.
Yeah.
He's not really my Batman. But I could see,
Michael
like, I
Keaton
think
is my
under the
Batman.
well, I think
Hashtag
under
my
the cowl,
Batman.
you could tell like he's got the chin for it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But he's definitely older.
Imagine the
whatever.
casting directors and the directors sitting in a room, and they look at all these pictures and they like break out the cowl. So they put the cowl on there.
Yeah, that's what
they
they
like
would do.
Photoshop
Yeah,
them and
sure
they're like
they
cool.
do. I mean,
you
that's-
know?
I'm sure they do that all the
that
time,
looks like
yeah.
it. I think that would be a cool like meeting to sit in on.
And it's
because you're like, huh?
Yeah. It's
know?
TV, and it's it's got to be quicker. And that guy was on Game of Thrones, remember? So
Yeah.
I agree though. I'm not a fan
But
of
it's
that
it's
Batman.
good. It's a good show. I also watched a show called The Island.
Oh no,
Yeah, it was weird, dude.
The
And
Island.
the ripoff of Lost that can never be as good as
it
Lost.
seemed like it. That's what I thought, and I didn't really watch Lost, as you guys know.
It's like one of my
But,
favorite TV shows of all time.
Yeah, it's basically these
ending,
people
but
wake
yeah.
up like 30 feet apart on a beach.
I disagree about the ending, but
In a row?
we'll digress.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and all in a row. And they don't know anything. Like they find their names in the back of their shirts. Like their memories like wiped. They don't know anything about their previous life. So it was kind of cool.
What's it on?
It was Netflix.
Cool.
Yeah. But I like and I'll spoiler alert. If you haven't seen this, you can pause and move
Dramatic
forward.
Pause.
But at the end of it, like she has this shell. Like each one of them kind of woke up with something.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Good.
But hers is like a conch
conch?
shell where she can like blow through it, right?
Like
She
like
throws
Pinky?
it at the end of the first episode, and it or second episode, one of the two, I don't remember. And there's like electronics inside it, and it says "property of the I.land."
Yeah.
whatever.
Huh?
So
Like the
you
Dharma
they don't know
Initiative.
why they're there. You know what I mean?
I
Like
like
one
that
of them
kind of
swims
premise.
out in the ocean, and like a fucking shark gets him, and it was pretty good, dude.
Cool.
Oh, it's pretty.
I might,
Okay.
I might have to check it out. Yeah,
I might have
Oh,
to
that
check it
sounds
out. I'm one of my favorite shows of all time is Lost, but
good.
we
Lost
won't.
is up there in my top 10 too. Yeah.
It's definitely my first. or
Again,
second.
I think I came in third or fourth episode or sixth episode
You
or
have to
something,
watch it from the
and I
first.
didn't know what the fuck was going on. I'm
still
like,
don't.
I don't have time for that because I'm
Dude.
going to go play a video game.
The story of how the pilot got made. It got made in like such a short amount of time, from like concept to script to actually shooting it and then airing it. And the 2-part pilot is directed by J.J. Abrams. So
Yeah, well, I know, and a lot of people have a lot of love for that.
Yeah.
I assume it's kind of like books. There's a lot of books that I haven't read that I want to read.
yeah,
but someday I'm going to be old, and I'll have time to do that. I hope.
Yeah.
You know,
Read all that old stuff and be like,
and I'll
man,
watch
Game of
Lost.
Thrones rules.
Yeah, and then like 20 years from now, I'm going to be like, man, this is a pretty good show. Pretty good show.
Man, I just watched the whole thing.
I'll be like, hey, Mitch, you know what? Game of Thrones, pretty good show.
No, it's not.
Whatever.
You obviously didn't finish it yet.
My only notables for streaming is there's a movie with Ben Stiller and it's called Permanent Midnight. If you have not seen that movie, watch it just to see. It is a movie that'll make you feel like shit like kids.
Right.
You know, when you're watching kids or like Sid and Nancy, the last hour feels like it's like 2 hours long.
Right.
Yeah, it's Sid and Nancy, they're in the hotel room and it takes forever. This one, Ben Stiller is basically playing the writer of Alf, which is crazy.
Yeah, I saw this.
What?
Yeah.
Elizabeth Hurley, and it's based on that character, or based on that real life guy that actually wrote Alf, which is fucking weird. And this guy's a big
Gordon
heroin
Shumway,
addict.
if you will.
Yes.
If you're nasty.
The guy's a big heroin addict and everything, and Elizabeth Hurley's like his wife, and he has a kid. God, there's so many bad parts in that movie. But I think I first saw it on VHS. I bought it at a flea market back like right after it came out. Somehow I got it. Such a weird movie. And then my other notable one is Little Monsters.
Oh, I love that
Like
movie.
Little Monsters with Howie Mandel is one of those.
Absolutely.
And Rick Dukeman. Is it Rick Dukeman? That's in it?
Dukeman.
I don't know.
Yeah, it
Fred
was-
Savage.
Been a long.
Yeah, Fred
yeah,
Savage.
Those.
And
That's what I remember.
Are you talking
from
about
it.
the guy at the end?
No, the big bad guy.
Oh, I don't know.
The Biff guy. You know what too, and I was telling you guys this. I actually, for the first time, and I do not know why that this movie has escaped me after all of these years because it came out such a long time ago. But Night of the Creeps, and
good
I'm going to give
movie.
a shout out to the people that really made me listen to it, and that was the Not For Everyone podcast. They did a podcast about this. It was a really good episode. And really, I mean, I bought the movie like right afterwards and started watching it. I think that was like, I am amazed that this one escaped my grasp whenever I was a kid. Maybe they didn't have copies of it or what. I
Maybe it
have
was, like,
no
limited.
idea.
Well, I think there's always that one or two things that slip through. That's
It's a
why
Fred
we have
Decker movie.
That's why
It's
we have a podcast called Drop Culture.
Right. It's a Fred Decker movie. I mean, it's fucking awesome. There's a lot of great scenes, a lot of fucking badass lines. Everything that's just really,
I haven't
really
seen it in
cool.
a long time, but I
Oh,
remember
man.
liking it.
Oh, it's weird. You can't even describe it. Even some of the effects were like badass. Like they looked really legitly
Oh
awesome.
man, I gotta watch this now. Is it on Tubi?
No, it's not on anything. I had to buy
Oh,
it.
man.
Not a sponsor.
Might have
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
buy it, dude.
And then besides that, I know Silicon Valley's coming back finally. It's been what, a year, 2 years now since they aired the last episode of it, and
Jeez.
which is an awesome fucking show anyway.
If you're going to stay with Lost and HBO, Watchmen will be premiering October 20th. I know it's a little early again, but I'm going to keep talking about it.
Absolutely.
I've read a few things about the plot details. My man Damon Lindelof, friend of the show, he rules. I think I'll watch anything that he writes or he produces. I just like his outlook on things and how he goes about things. But this show got rave reviews at New York Comic Con this past weekend here.
Absolutely.
So
I think it will. I think it'll be another one of those that I think it's time for the Watchmen to actually
it's
hit.
9 episodes, and
Going into the
I'm
same kind
excited.
of Romero type of a deal. Watchmen is one of those iconic comic books that people love it. It is in everybody's, top 10 of all time.
Absolutely.
But it still
sure.
has not got its due. And I think the movie was ahead of its time, just like the comic book was ahead of its time.
I agree with that.
So now we're hitting
That's
a
a good-
point where the actual television show might bring people into the fold.
well,
on
in
how
this
great
one,
this is.
do you mind if I say like a little bit of the plot details or no?
Go for it, yeah.
Well, this one has to do with a little bit with race and what's going on in America nowadays, and which is fitting because we were just talking about white supremacists earlier.
Yeah.
But this one is about a white supremacist.
Not in a positive way, really.
No, not in a positive. But the guys wearing the Rorschach masks are part of this group called the 7th Cavalry.
Yeah,
And
I
they're
saw
white.
that on the
They're
last
white
one.
supremacists.
Right.
And I think some people got a hold of the journal that Rorschach wrote. I'm speculating here.
That's I had read that as well.
Okay. But yeah, I'm excited for this. I mean, again, anything Damon Lindelof does, I'm going to be right there.
I'm on
Friend of the show.
board. I'm on board.
Yeah.
Also, good news for you, Tyson.
What's that?
Gideon Falls.
Oh yes.
They signed James Wan to be the executive producer for Gideon Falls adaptation. I the scant details really?
Yeah, like his Atomic Monster production. There was just a bunch of producers that came on board.
More New York's, New York City Comic-Con news, I guess.
Yeah, and that is a really good fitting for
Jeff Lemire, I think, is where I found that out from.
For sure, dude. He's the
Jeff
shit.
Lemire, friend of the show.
What's up?
Tweeted
that
show.
out, yeah.
Shout out. That comic I still think is the best. It stinks because it got skipped in March. March. It got skipped last month in September because they're going to start a new storyline, I believe. So another reason October is going to be cool is that comic book will be coming out on October 16th.
Nice.
So,
Cool.
the new issue of Gideon Falls.
Anybody got any new music?
No, Ginger Baker died.
Yeah, yeah. He was an asshole, but
he was a good drummer.
Did you see what I sent you guys about how he was talking shit on every fucking great drummer? It was like they're all shit, but I'm a 10. They're all 4s. Fuck that dude. But he was a good drummer.
There's a great documentary you can watch.
And rest in peace.
Yeah,
God.
rest in peace. Yeah, asshole.
There's a
There's
a pretty good documentary.
There's a documentary movie. It's like what is it?
It's called Beware Mr. Baker.
Yeah, I watched that a long time ago.
This may be a holiday for Brock and his family going forward.
No, come on, everybody knows.
There's a lot of passion there. A lot of passion coming from you, though.
Even his son said he was a dick.
Well, the documentary.
Did
will
he say
show
it
you.
after he was dead?
No, before.
Okay, yeah, that's the difference.
No, Ginger Baker was such a great drummer that he used to, back in the late 70s, early 80s, he would actually have all the greatest drummers that were still alive at the time come battle him on stage.
Dude, it's cool. You can see this footage in the documentary.
And he smoked them. I mean, the dude was a great rock drummer, and you got to put him up there as one of the greatest rock drummers of all time and just greatest drummers of all time.
Right.
Well,
but at the same time, his personality, I mean, even in that documentary, I mean, he even hits the cameraman with his fucking cane.
He does. He's an asshole.
He's just a dick.
I guess you just have to respect what he did and how good he is. I mean, he doesn't have to be your top 10 if you don't want him or whatever. But
No.
Hey, can I bounce back to some more comic stuff
Sure.
from the Comic-Con going on in New
that was
York
all
City?
that was all the music news.
I got a couple
Sorry.
of releases.
What's going on right now?
I got a couple.
Oh
of
no, we can
releases
keep
out there.
going with music. I just thought it would fit in with what we were talking about before.
Okay.
Well, Fogerty's coming out with his 50-year trip, which he recorded about 6 months ago at we're still on music, right?
Yeah, that's fine,
Okay.
dude. Of course.
Which was recorded live at Red Rocks. And then Rolling Stones' Let It Bleed's 50th anniversary. Stone Temple Pilots' Purple.
Okay.
It's their anniversary. So there's some good ones coming out. Even The Cure, the 40th anniversary of them.
Oh.
God, there's just so much shit that's anniversary wise this year. Okay, I'm
I
done.
will
No, you're good,
always
brother. You're
love
good.
you.
Absolutely. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just
No.
didn't want to lose place either. It was a long tirade about Mr. Baker.
Yeah, Mr. Baker. Beware.
Oh my God.
Beware Mr. Baker. You can watch the
And that's
documentary.
okay. Hey, man. Anything that evokes emotion. Hopefully, this will evoke some emotion in you. Alex
Boing.
Ross and Kruger are
Ooh,
teaming
yes.
back up for a prequel for Earth X.
Two of my favorite comic books were Kingdom Come and Earth X.
The other bit of news that I found was that Wolverine is going to have his own ongoing title, which is the first time in like 10 years or something like
It's
that.
been a
They
long
said,
time.
or so many years. I don't know.
Yeah, it was like I think it was ended in before New Avengers. Is that?
I have no
Maybe
idea.
not,
I have
maybe
no
not.
idea. But I thought that's cool. We'll see what happens with that. So that's what I know.
Any
from
other
the
comic book news?
Yeah. So this week, if you're listening to this when it airs, you can get the Joker Year of the Villain comic book, which is co-written by John Carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
So
Ooh,
I
nice.
might have to get down
Yeah.
there and buy that bad boy.
A lot of people have been saying good things about it.
And if you guys want, you can read the first Hill House comic
books,
for
yeah.
free. You can
Yeah.
read the first one for free on the DC app if you
Cool.
have that, or it was even on the website. You can just click
Oh, really?
it. Yeah, you can just click on DC Comics. It took a while to load, so I just went to the app and I was like, wait, I have this in the app. So I'm just
Wait, I got the app.
and
The
that's
DC
pretty
streaming app.
sweet.
There's
dude.
an app for that.
I'm excited. I don't want to have to buy them. If they're those larger format books because it's Black Label, I'm gonna be fucking pissed, dude.
Right.
I don't like those bigger books that are the magazine size because they never have the bags for them, and you got to put them in a different box. And fuck that, dude. Like, so the only one I have is the Batman Damned, where you can see, the Bat Dong, the Batman's dick.
Yeah, that's
Because they recalled it and you couldn't.
Yeah.
They
Oh.
made it darker so you couldn't see it.
no Batman dick.
I collect only one basic comic book that's that size, and that's the Creeps. And I've been a fan
yeah.
of the Creeps since the third issue.
Well, if you have a lot of them, then you buy a specific magazine box, you know.
Yeah, but getting the boards and backs for it is
dude.
Not
fuck,
cool.
I'm not reading Superman Year One. I was not a fan of that. So you know, I read the first 2 issues and I was like, no, dude, no. And,
I haven't read any of it.
The other one, there's one